Actually, Nergy, are you ready?
I am ready.
You ready? Del Najura, am I ready?
Mm-hmm.
I was born ready. I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. You know, in a world where, we're in like a housing crisis right now, and when people look up to a leader to give them like proper guidance, advice and stuff, you don't get the answers you want. If it's like they're dodging it in a way, Please pray for this country. This is the event. I'm one of your hosts, Dylan Jiro. And I got my other host,
The Nerdsy.
And James could not be in attendance tonight, but here in spirit.
Yes.
So, big shout out to James, J. Hunterville. Now, how was your week?
Ooh, my week has been crazy.
Actual crazy.
It's been like not actually crazy, but it's definitely been up and down.
Like waves, like.
Yes, a lot of waves, a lot of work, but not work in the sense like, I guess for some people, certain things is considered work, but for me, I've been doing more things that are like more hands-on work, yes, but it's not really work. It's like fun.
Oh, okay.
Or like crafting, hobbying. That's what it feels like.
Right.
Enjoying something or doing labor that you enjoy that is like beneficial for you. So.
Okay.
So it's not really work because I like it, because I know it's gonna do me good. Yeah.
But it's like, what do you think? It's like there's like a learning experience.
Yes.
At the same time.
Yes. Very much a learning experience at the same time.
Like there's some things that you can do, cannot do. You're just like, getting used to it.
That has definitely been my week. A lot of that. Learning things and being like, especially when you have background and you're like, I've done this before, but then somebody throws something new at you that you never experienced in what you know, and you're like, how do I deal with this? This is, I don't know.
Google help!
Right? That was definitely me. Because I've taught photography. So I was teaching photography.
Right.
But I teach it more on one-on-one. And I've taught classes. But I've taught classes for other material.
Right.
That doing photography in a group setting threw me a curve. Like, I was like, I do this all the time. But then I realized, I'm like, I teach people with a prompt that's already scripted. And I taught photography custom to people and what their actual strengths and needs were. So that's two different things. But bringing that and combining it together, I was like, oh yeah, no problem. I have a prompt. I have a script. I know photography. Yeah, back of my hand.
But it wasn't at the back of your hand.
It was not the back of my hand.
No, it was like...
The group had me thrown off. Like, completely.
Like...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you had the mouse thing just like in a circle while you're thinking.
Yeah.
You're like looking up the sky thinking like, oh man, what?
I think they definitely had their steps in, because I had different sets that they could go to and approach. I was like, they got up, sat down, so many times. And it was because I just didn't know how to make things flow properly.
Okay.
So that was where I was like, oh my gosh. This next part, you guys have to sit down again. Okay, guys, let's recenter. Like...
Wow, that's... I wonder if someone was... I wonder if someone was just internally cussing, just like, oh, I gotta get up.
This girl says, one more time.
Oh, man.
I felt that internally. I was saying that. I was cussing myself out. Like
oh, man, I gotta do this again. Like, oh, man.
But they definitely learned a lot. Like, that was definitely the key thing that they took away. They learned a lot.
Okay, that's...
So I was happy about that.
As long as you're learning, then...
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes. But a lot of that. Yes.
Oh, my week is like... What was, like, interesting this week? Besides, like, nothing too crazy I can think of. Like, it was more like external environmental stuff happening. Like,
Right.
like,
Oof. That made me think of a question, but yes, continue.
yeah, you can answer it. That was in the sentence. I just kind of mumbled that, but nah, like just about the typical work thing and everything. I don't know. It's like traffic's getting worse. Like
Every day, yeah.
Like there used to be a set time.
Yeah, man. It's like every hour.
And it's really every
like 9 to 9
hour.
I swear.
Like 7 to 9. Yeah.
It's like crazy.
It's like it's mind blowing. Nah, like hold on. No, wait a minute. This week I'm like, okay, let me see if I can just do a simple errand and just be home in at least 45 minutes. That's all I'm asking people. 45.
Nah,
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
I said, nah, okay. Let me try another route. Hour and a half again.
You gotta pick days now.
No, like
Today was probably the best time I was on the road. Today.
Out of 7 days of the week, Sunday's the best time for you. Or this Sunday, cause sometimes like, for those who live in this area, in the Lawrence area, sometimes it's still kind of like
it's crazy. Yeah.
It's busy. Like you be in your driveway, like I can't turn because there's mad cars coming through. Like
I think they need to hurry up and fix the light. Excuse me.
Oh, true. Okay.
They need to fix the light because I don't know, or at least get rid of a light.
Yeah.
Because.
What? Oh, wait. It depends which one.
I know.
It depends. I was supposed to be like, yeah. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
I know they have to like keep them, but it's like at the same time, I feel like if you're gonna do crowd control, like 2 lights should be synced with each other, and the other 2 or the other one should be another one. Because if you're going westbound on Lawrence during rush hour, it is sick. You are sick.
Yeah,
like
I don't know how you guys live on Lawrence like that.
I don't know how anyone gets onto the island from going westbound to get on to that line. Reaches all the way to the school.
Yeah.
Because it's not even the light. It's like the light that gets to the island. It's the next light. All until the next light is backed up.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's nasty.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
But yes.
But what?
Hour and a half instead of 45 minutes. I feel for you.
Yes. I was just thinking about I'm like, wow, it really took that long. But
was it just grocery shopping?
That's all it was. Like it was just
just groceries.
It was just simple like errands. It was like you can't get your errands done on time. Everything is like it's like the city of lateness, man. I don't know.
And it's crazy. Now it's like compounded with housing issues.
Yo, we can slide that into the segment because it slides into what the premiere and his lack of answers, I guess. But yeah, housing is like crazy right now.
Yeah.
Like the thing I was telling you earlier, how like some tenants now are just like, you know what? If you have an e-bike, you can't charge it.
Yeah.
Can't charge it at all.
Because probably the electric bill or the hydro is going up.
That's crazy. Like,
I mean, like I was watching something on Instagram that said there was a lady who was a part of one of these public housing and shelter. Oh my gosh, what is this thing called?
Like
like community housing and like shelter housing facilities.
Okay, yeah.
For lack of better words right now. But they're talking about the, oh my gosh, the food bank.
Right.
And so with the food bank, they were talking about how they've seen an increase. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm yawning like this. So they saw an increase in the amount of attendees and participants attending the food bank. And they were saying that it went up by like 90%.
Oh, 90%, wow.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Pastor James has just joined us. Have you...
Pastor James.
Pastor James, a.k.a. J. Hunterville. Now, wait, have you noticed, like, lineups in food banks?
No, because I've been working 24-hour days. I am pumped. I don't know what's going on anymore because I've been working all these crazy ass hours and haven't got to go to the goddamn grocery store.
As we were just talking about it.
As
I don't even know who the hell I am.
Okay.
I am just, I don't even know what wind I'm on. But
okay.
No, but I'll say this. I'll say this.
Right.
Sounded like the Red Bull was up. Yo.
The Red Bull gives you wings.
Wow.
We don't drink Monster out here. But I'm Monster and demonic something.
You don't.
But,
okay.
But I'm gonna say this. I don't know where the food. Like I know where food banks are.
Right.
I remember I've seen a clip of someone saying how to get free food and whatever, and I see these YouTube videos and stuff like that, and
that is like, nasty work.
I see nasty work taken from the food bank, but it is a food bank. But the problem is one of those things that can you blame them because it's like if you don't have food and can't afford food, like. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know I don't know. Like,
I don't know. That pause kind of threw it. Like that pause. Like,
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, say for example, you've been able to cover your bills for like food and everything like that. But then after COVID and how everything is, you know, including the inflation, making the adjustment to this. Now it's like, okay, what am I paying for? How do I pay and afford it? If you wanted to maintain it, you're like, food is something I eat. I'm eating my money. Let me not spend money in this area.
No name is not even a thing anymore. No name used to be something that'd be like, all right, this is more cost effective.
Yeah.
President's choice, cost effective.
Yeah.
I don't need Chips Ahoy. I'm going to get the Decadent. Because the Decadent, I can deal with. It tastes... To me, I think the Decadent Chunk is one of the greatest cookies of all time. But that's not even cost effective anymore. I'm like, hey, what are you guys on?
I was telling just today, I was like, why does McDonald's want $25? Why does Wendy's want $25? Swiss Chalet wants $25 and up. The Cheesecake Factory wants $25 and up. No, like everybody wants $25 and up.
Not McDonald's being $25 and up.
Mad, because you know when you think about back in the day when your parents is like, you want McDonald's, it's like, do you have McDonald's money? And then you look at the price of McDonald's. McDonald's was like $4.99 for a Big Mac meal back then.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and they had special days.
What's the price of $1?
Yeah. They had special I remember they had Wednesdays McChicken, and then Tuesday would be like double cheeseburger, like. You know,
we're talking big extra days. Big extra days.
Yes, when it was big in your hand, yes.
Also, don't make me rant. Yo, I ordered a fish fillet one time, and I said, okay, whatever. You know, nostalgia, okay, whatever. I ordered a fish fillet, and I opened it, and I immediately...
So small.
It was immediate regret.
Yeah.
Immediate regret. I just took a bite, and I said, yo, this piece of Satan is $9? Or what was it? $7 or whatever.
The fish fillet is light.
It's
fam.
light.
Light. You never. And the worst thing about like the food nowadays, it's not even that the inflation is crazy. There's like
Shrinking.
you're double whammying me because it's like the price is going up and you're giving me less.
Give me less. Sure, they'll say, we changed an OZ or here too, but the font too small, man. We can't see it, man.
What
You're
is?
a fraud like those paper straws. You're a fraud.
Yo,
Like those paper straws. You're a fraud in all my thing, but you're going green. And then what? At the end of it, what do they say? You're getting some crazy ass chemicals that like. Whew,
that shrink penises and flip chromosomes and
Yeah, and it increases estrogen.
increases estrogen. Like, yeah.
And you wonder why people is just losing their identities.
That's you went on that level. But that could be part of it though. That could be a part of it though.
You guys are messing up people's biology to the point that biology doesn't even matter anymore.
They say people eat a credit card a week because that's how much microplastic everyone inhales.
That's kind of wild still.
Eating
That
a credit
is
card
wild.
like fully like
Yeah.
eating a credit card a week.
I might as well just put it in my bowl one time.
You might as well put the credit card in your bowl.
Can you imagine? That'll be some sicko moves. You know what? I'm not even hungry anymore. My mind just crushes up the card.
And
Just yum it, like just takes a bite of it like eating a Doritos chip and just like, this man ate their debit card with the chip.
With the chip. Oh.
With the dip.
With the dip, yeah.
With the chip. He said he was tapping. What the hell's going on here?
Like, that's crazy.
Ew.
Nah, but that shrinkflation is real because the greatest pastime, Caribbean restaurant. Anyways, one guy, like, I was ordering something and a guy, like, kind of sped walked back in the restaurant and this guy opened the meal. He said, yo, man, yo, I can't buy a goat. No, dramatization may not have happened. It may not have happened exactly, but I'm trying to. So he came back and he's like, no, you can't serve me this. Like, no, I ordered goat. It's $15 and you're giving me all bone and everything. Like, come on, like look at my size. Like, I have to eat, man. I'm skinny. Like, I just
I'm skinny.
Man, I need this, man. This is for me to survive. I need a certain amount of protein to survive.
I guess.
But they were making a new one, and then even then I'm like, it's one of those like medium containers, I'll say, right? But they only put 1/3 of it as goat. 1/3 of it, when it should be 2/3 of the goat, and then the last third is like the coleslaw or mackerel.
What size is it?
It was like medium, yeah.
Okay, 2/3 on a medium, I'm not too sure. On a large, sure. But
but on the medium, he got 1/3 bone.
And he got bone.
Like 60%.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he got 1/3 bone, skin, bone. No, like I looked at the plate. I was just looking at it. I'm like, yo,
the worst thing is that they open it and you're looking at it like, oh, he right still.
No. So the chef that was serving him kind of looked at it like, okay, like, let's make you another.
You're not wrong.
The man knew.
But, like, I thought some of them know that you know what you're doing.
That's.
Yo, I got a medium man trying to give me like a 1 drum. I'm like, hey, hold on. Downsize your inflation. Have you ever?
But wait. But what happens if the reason why the downsizing is really because they're trying to now enforce the Canadian guide, the food guide?
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know about that, but let me tell you something.
Imagine.
If I go and they tell me there's an inflation on chicken alone, that is racism. You understand me? That is racism. That's racism at its finest. That's racism.
Why is it racist now? Why is it?
If they inflate chicken alone, that man's only got like 1 drum. Tuesdays 1 drum.
But black people don't eat chicken, so why is it racist?
In the government, racism.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
Yo, I don't know.
But
You're telling
imagine.
me you're putting inflation on the bird? No.
No, I think black people eat beef mostly.
Yeah.
Like ratio wise, I can say.
That is madness.
I mean, no, look, oxtail's up. That's if that same guy ordered oxtail and got boned, he would have swarmed. Nah, man, you can't
Someone's getting
swarm me.
hurt. Yo, you know what? We need to set an example. Oh, never mind. I was about to say violence. Like, can you imagine that, man? Yo, man, we are giving this no more. Like, look at this. Look at this.
But we can't
You
blame
see
them.
You see that white bone, that just, that oxtail bone that, like, you could tell that no one bit that. It was just bone
Ah, that's
that was stirring in the pot. That's a fight. That's a fight.
That's nah, man. That's foul. That's foul.
Wow.
I don't know how you can live with How do you live with yourself?
Wow, that's.
How do you live with yourself doing this to me?
Look
Look at this.
They didn't specifically target you. They have some restaurants they say we need this pound of food by the end of the day. Don't go over that. Leave it.
Hold on 1 second. Well, you guys go ahead. Hold on.
I don't give a damn if you have to like take a drumstick and do some magical okay, I'm gonna chop the drumstick in half and then move this and then throw it in the meal. Like,
Not make it a puzzle. Man, so let me just dash a little bit of the rice and the peas over, so it blocks it a little bit, so you don't really see.
Oh, someone did that. That's super disrespectful.
Or the gravy.
If you've done that before,
Get the gravy so it's brown, and you just see a trail of gravy, so your eyesight thinks it's really beefed up more.
So that's what happened with the goat guy. It looks like it's a lot, but it's like no, that's all gravy and bone.
It's just sauce.
That's man.
I mean, we can't really blame them
It
though.
may not be their fault because maybe they took out,
Exactly.
it could have happened where it just left it in the pot.
Yo,
Everything went to the bottom.
everything. So
All the meat went to the bottom.
if you want to believe those lies, you go right ahead.
I mean,
I'm not leaving.
I'm not going to blame these restaurants. There's a reason, right? They're also being affected by the inflation and the pricing and everything like that. They also buy at the same supermarkets or butchers as we do. So the price is up. It's up for them too.
Something
And I
that's
can
true
only
though.
imagine how hard it is because they have to be honest. Like, you're trying to be an honest Caribbean or whatever company trying to make and the funny thing is, like, I feel like with Caribbean food, if you're not honest, it's gonna go bad.
Well,
It's gonna,
yeah. I mean,
like, you're gonna taste it in the food and be like, something not right.
Right. If they hold back on ingredients, yes. For sure.
you see,
So it's like, which
There's
one would you
one to
rather?
this day, I don't know if it has recovered yet.
there was like 2 restaurants that just flashed in my mind, like cutting back ingredients. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's like, what would you rather though?
From ingredients, from culture, of how things are supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I it's funny thing. I seen one that looks like they changed. Hold on.
Gentrification.
Right.
It has its ups and downs.
They were. I think what happened with them is they were doing something a certain way. I'm not gonna say what it was, but
okay.
they learned from the comments and people be like, oh, have you remembered that this place was like this? And everybody's like, yeah. They switched that up quickly.
Oh dear.
Oh.
They said, oh, do you read the comments? They read the comments and fixed up. I'm not gonna tell you what company that is until we're off the air.
Okay.
But, yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's at least they know that. Well, at least that tells us that they actually believe in their clients' feedback and they take it very seriously. So,
Okay.
I mean, we could definitely say that. I hope they keep that same energy, but
I hope they do, but hey man, look. Hey man, look. I don't know.
But yes, in regards to all this chaos, as we were talking about,
Trudeau!
right? all the many things that are chaotic happening. Housing, people can't eat. They're getting smaller sized food. They can't find a place to live. They gotta live with 10 people, and that's illegal. Like, only buying into a bedroom, that's costing 300% the price that it used to be.
$500. I seen a thing, I'm like, $500 for people to sleep on the bottom bunk of a bunk bed?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I said, yo, man. I said, hey, yo.
What?
Yeah, 10 people in a room. The other day in Brampton, it got,
I thought about Airbnb in my room when I'm out of town.
Wow. This 10 people in your room, though. That room will be... That room will be destroyed. Like, that room will be destroyed.
yeah.
If you're willing to sacrifice room, I mean, hey man, that's on you. What?
The thing is, okay, so this is my thing. My thing is this. Why don't these people who want to have 10 people to a room turn their whole property into a, what is it? A whole,
Like a
hostel? A hostel. Yes.
a hostel?
Who's to say they didn't, though? Who's to say they didn't?
But that's the thing.
Wasn't it a horror movie? Hostel?
Yes, it was a horror movie.
Oh no, I don't know if it should turn into that. That's a little,
If that was something like, if they ever start doing horror
hostel,
movies,
yeah.
that link with Airbnbs is over.
But that's what I mean. Like, those people who are doing it, just turn your home into that. Like, instead of trying to, like, pull the wool over people's eyes, and then you have only a home that's like a 3-bedroom home with 2 bathrooms, but then which has only an occupancy for really 3 people.
okay, yeah.
Right? Probably plus 1, because we're going to say the couch pulls out. Okay, so 4. But, like, when you're out here putting and stacking 12 people, like,
12 people is crazy stuff.
just turn your stuff into a hostel. Like, that's it.
Okay, I'm
The
gonna go.
thing about it is,
I'm gonna go left a second.
hostel doesn't sound good.
But it would make you the money. It'd be fair. You wouldn't have to be dealing with a 10,000 to how many thousand penalty later.
Or a fire catchway, and that's it.
How many bodies are in there?
That's
I
a
don't think
wrap.
these people
Right?
care about the fire. They don't care about anything because the amount of money you're making.
Yes, we understand. 500
I feel like
per
if you
head
make a
on a
certain amount
pillow.
of money,
Like,
you don't care if that room is not your room anymore.
On one pillow. You
You
want to
can
put?
sodomize your whole room. You're like, well,
I got my money.
You want one head pun pillow? $500.
And this is not.
this ain't a room. It's just a room. This ain't my room. It's a room with 4 walls.
Right?
Yo, what?
It really is. It really is a room with 4 walls. This is like no different than honestly.
Not even my washroom.
But it's kind of giving whoever that person is, like, who actually like agreed or just concocted this thing.
Yo.
It's like you clearly are taking advantage of people. That's one. Especially because you know that they may not have any homes, this and that. And then obviously this is the reason why the penalty is higher, right? Because it's like the fact that you're creating a space like this in an environment, lively-wise, is not good. People, again, it's going against the actual restriction and zoning of people's housing.
Duh. Like,
Then,
what are you guys doing?
right?
Like,
Then liabilities, because if anything happens, now you have to claim for all these people. You probably don't even have just the status of the house itself. Residential-wise, now you're turning it into a hostel. And then, what else? Like, overcharging people. Like, that is a crime. Like, you are basically scammer on top of it. Like,
It's not a crime if everybody does it.
but
Wow.
then you're,
Wait,
but
whoa,
yes,
what kind of...
no, it is a crime because you're
Whoa.
going on people's desperation, and that's where the crime is.
Listen to me.
That's
Otherwise, you might as well be public housing with
Listen to me.
taking intakes for like homeless people. How is that any different?
The way I see it, for these
They
people
pay.
nowadays, if everybody's going up, why would I have to be the loser to not go up? That's how people think.
See, but I understand that's how people think, But it's like the fact that that is the mindset here in Toronto. This is why we are having. You know what? That was. You know, I'm not gonna say that.
Wait,
It was gonna be like, well, it seems like leadership is definitely the one who's causing that.
I mean, he said it of his own mouth. It's not it's not the federal government's responsibility for housing.
And part of it I understand, and part of it I don't.
The problem because of that now, everybody now is just like Denzel and that club, but like, I gotta get me some. I ain't leaving here with nothing. I'm gonna leave here with some. So yo, you want a bathroom? $600 for the bathroom.
That's sleeping in the bathroom?
In addition.
One roll.
Or in addition, okay.
It's not even 2-player, 1-player, hold that.
Trust me. The pillow itself is $500 and the bathroom is $600.
Yo, I don't.
Probably per flush too.
Wait till they do the vampire thing where they install a hammock in the ceiling. Like this ceiling right here, they can put at least 4 hammocks. But okay, if you want this hammock, that's $900 because I'll count that as a bed. And then that hammock, that's $1,200.
The floating hammock.
The floating hammocks.
They're gonna take a bed and split it like hospitals with a drape.
Oh,
honestly.
I put 2 twin beds. Hold that. You want a bed? What a twin.
That is like, but that speaks to how much concern we should be much concern.
Scared. I ain't leaving my parents' house. I ain't going
concern because it's like
that's
that's what you're walking into.
So
you know what's funny?
So wait, hold on. Scenario: so you walk in someone's house because you're friends with them or you're intimate with them or whatever, and then they're like, "This is where I stay at," and then you look. And you just see hammocks on the ceiling. You're like, well, you see split curtains with beds. You see someone just sleeping on the floor already. You're like, yo, what's your living condition? Yo, what do you?
It's like I got it for a deal. It was $400 off of Kijiji.
You got it for a deal.
And then you share, and then you're in a house where everybody shares a washroom.
Yeah.
Everybody, like every room is booked or whatever. One washroom. You go in the washroom, next man go in the washroom, next person go in. Yo, they're flesh!
That's nah. By the way, future plumbing problems. Plumbers, get your money out there. Watch. In the future, there's going to be plumbing problems.
Oh, I believe it.
Flushing down hair. Or flushing down paper towel.
Yep.
Not toilet paper.
Yep.
Some idiot at work, by the way, sidebar. I don't know what's wrong with many people. But someone, instead of using like toilet paper, they use paper towel.
And flush
the hard, rough stuff. And try to flush it down. You're a devil. Anyways. Now.
Especially when there's a sign in the bathroom that says, don't do that.
That says don't do that, right? So, but nah, man, this is a hectic.
But yes, all this.
But J. True said it's not my
problem.
Not my problem, man.
He is not responsible. It's not his problem. His chamber's problem. It's probably none of the politicians' problem. Because you, the citizens.
I was not ready for that point.
Right?
That was
great. Man said it's
that
out of my hands.
That dropped my whole phone call.
Wait. Oh, what was it?
The brown tissue on the body? That's wild. Wiping yourself with the brown?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that is crazy. That means you have to fold and yo, bro. That doesn't even come out in a way to like, yo, that brown tissue paper towel is. It's only meant for hands.
It's only meant for your hands.
It doesn't even come out the electronic machine. When you see that brown tissue paper, you're like, it has to be in the steel, iron-mated, cast iron thing that could hold it.
Eye rolling.
Like it's that like, yeah, that person's a devil at work. I don't know what to say. Like.
And then plugged up the bathroom.
And plugging up the bathroom, bro, that's crazy.
Well, as we
thing
said,
is not flush, yo. It's not meant to be in water.
Yeah, we can see that. We understand this.
No, but some people.
We get it.
Some people don't understand.
We get it. But clearly, we are a particular community. Clearly.
We are a particular community that
we're in a generation. I think you know what about us 90s. We're in a generation where we saw the past life, like how it was, like not everyone did it, but we saw change happen so fast.
Rapidly, yeah.
Like from cassettes to like
Game Boy.
owning music.
Game Boy Color.
To not even owning music.
Streaming it.
To knowing phone numbers, to knowing nothing but the contact. To the point that, like, it's crazy because even parents and stuff like that, they'll be like, oh, when I was your age, I was doing this. And I'm like, do you know what age you gotta be at now to do the exact same thing you're talking about?
We were talking about this last time.
What the,
Oh, I was talking about this for sure. But, like, yes, that whole comparison of, like, do you know the age, my age and where I would be at my age or at your age right now? I would have been X, Y, and Z, and I would have completed X, Y, and Z, the accolades. But then it's like,
you didn't have something called Google.
But then on top of it, not only that, but it's like a lot of the things that were happening in the world, you didn't have to deal with prices that were how many triple times your job wage. You didn't have to deal with a home where it was in a millions. You were dealing with 300,000, 400,000.
Even less than that.
Like
you okay, like back in like what, late 80s, say late 80s, right? You could work like at a grocery store and pay off your house.
Yeah.
In a good amount of time, like let's say like 7 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing about it, it's not like we're trying to say it's worse.
No.
I'm saying that it's different.
No.
It is completely different.
Correction for everyone. G is saying it is worse.
I'm saying it is.
Oh, well, you know what? That's for you to go up that hill. Which is fair. I don't like battling people over which struggle is the worst because it's like, it's annoying.
I mean, when you have, I think that what we have now is probably worse. And I could list many reasons, right? When it comes to like external factors, livelihood and living, buying stuff, getting and obtaining things that are considered the everyday for technology and stuff like that, significantly harder. Significantly. Convenience now is significantly harder as a main or a baseline. It's so much harder to achieve than when we were younger as kids.
Right.
Even our parents. Your parents bought a typewriter.
Yo, I don't think I've ever used one.
Right?
No, I'm lying. I may have touched it for like 2 seconds and said, yo, we have computers now.
Right?
Sir. Get this oldness out of here.
And then on top of it, the other reason why I say it was a lot easier then is because if anything broke down, you could actually figure it out and fix it.
And get the parts quickly. Get the actual part that
exactly.
the company made, not some generic thing.
Versus now, didn't we just have a shortage on chips?
We still do, yeah.
And then on top of it, how many of us in this space are electricians? Do you know how to wire a computer?
Here's the thing I want to ask, though. Let me ask you guys a question.
A little bit, I mean.
I've seen something where...
I'd have to read it tutorial again. But...
These guys are... here's the thing. I've seen something where this guy was like, I'm tired of these little things trying to teach people how to do things because it steals the security of their job.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like if everybody knew how to fix their phone, the guy that fixes phone doesn't have a job. So it's kind of like, it's like that double-edged sword of like, how do you go about it? Like that, how do we go about it? Because, for example, I think Uber became a thing because the taxi mans were taking advantage of people.
Still are.
That's how I feel. Like, yes, look at Airbnb. Hotels are taking like if you look at certain things that are just convenient,
right,
and they're big.
Except in real time now, Uber is kind of
they're surpassed taxis.
Yeah,
and people are looking at taxis now.
Yeah, the Uber's kind of worse. Not worse, but
like...
like...
the thing about it, Google's becoming a problem because you throw in some money and you can be anything and do anything and cause more damage. Because shout out to I was listening to this week Relentless Diaries, and they were talking about you can type, and the funny thing is I noticed it on Google too. You can type in like pizza, and the bar at the top is not pizza because it's like an ad or it's a fake pizza page.
Oh,
and they're taking your card or they're taking your information, and then
whoa.
you're like, ah.
Wait. Okay, repeat that again and slow it down. So when you type it on Google, the thing that says ad, that's not from pizza.
It'll be at the top. Like certain, not every company, but certain companies, they'll be at the top.
Right, like the top.
It'll look like the exact same website and all that stuff.
Right.
They're phishing.
But then you just look at a URL, you're like,
see, and just like he was looking at the URL, and his phone just cut out, just blah, just blah blah. Damn, man, you shouldn't touch the URL, man. Damn, it got him. See, didn't I say earlier? They say half Canadians will be fished for scams or whatever. That's a very. Hey, wait, sir, you there?
But here's the thing. Here's my thing.
Oh, you kind of cut out, but.
I don't want to be a joke. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now. Yeah.
You know that sometimes thing? I feel like when you see scams like this, and the problem is, something is wrong in the world. Why do you have to scam? I don't think people scam for the sake of, well, probably, but you really have to go through something if you really got to scam, right?
What do you have to go through something?
For example, if someone wants a chip and then they throw their whole hand in and they get a handful of chips.
Okay.
That's a scam, but that person could be just very hungry.
Well. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm running off for 3 hours of sleep. So
I was trying to follow. So wait. They go for one chip, but then they grab a handful.
Don't you get mad when people do that?
They take
a fry, and then they took 6 fries, and it's the perfect ones. It's the perfect ones, and you're like, yo, dog.
Well,
that's a violation, fam. That's a violation.
Well,
that is.
First off,
can I get one fry and they take a bunch? Yo,
there's a lot in that, right?
That is straight ones, the ones that were fried meaty, fam.
There's a lot in saying that same analogy, because one, you didn't put any controls. You didn't tell them how many fries. You didn't regulate the fries. You didn't give them the number of fries you wanted to give them by giving a boundary.
That does not make it okay. That doesn't make it okay.
But that's what I mean.
Fry is singular.
Yeah.
Fries is plural.
Wow.
I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you.
And if they say, let me get a fry, and you take fries, you're a fraud.
Wow.
You scam the person.
Wow, that's okay.
Until we start putting cultural context into it.
You see? Instead of just agreeing with me,
Yeah.
we're doing everything to justify wrong.
I'm not doing anything to justify. I'm just stating the obvious.
Who stole your fries?
I don't like the tone you're giving me.
Who stole your fries?
The tone is going to pacify people's situations of their fries.
Who stole your fries recently?
But again, there was no...
Name them and shame them.
That's funny. That is funny. But yo, there's some people that line me with my food. I'm not gonna lie to you. They lined me up like they were eating food or something. And then
wait, what?
You caught the plate. You ever caught the plate when someone's someone's eating food or they're like, yo, I'm like, wait, hold on. Let's say you go buy a place and you go get poutine or you get certain food or whatever.
Okay.
And the tray comes to the table, or the tray goes it comes out, and then you see the looks of the poutine, and the person just swaps the poutine and takes the poutine that was supposed to be yours. Like, hey.
Oh, I see.
Isn't it the same? But they saw something that you didn't see, and you're like, huh. Are you saying this? Are you doing this to benefit you, or are you doing this to benefit me?
Oh wow! I mean, I imagine they don't want to get sued and lose their restaurant business, and they're just taking safety precautions. But are you saying that like they're like, you know what? I made this thing too fly. I'm gonna take the fly poutine, and then give him the B minus one.
Like give you a so poutine, like, or someone will look at your food and they're like, yo, why does your food look better than mine?
I've heard that. I've definitely heard that before. I can't remember which restaurant it was, but
Yo,
I've definitely heard
I
that
remember
before.
I had a milkshake one time.
Oh, sorry.
And someone took my milkshake
Oh,
and drank it down to their level, and I was like,
hey,
why
yo.
do you do that? I'm making it even. I'm like, hey, fraud. Hold on one second.
Hey, yo. Who drank your milkshake? What the hell? All right. Google, not you in the room. Someone.
That's wild.
That's
Someone definitely took his fry.
someone. Because that was just a random like.
That was a great analogy, but super intense behind that.
Like
the conviction
I don't.
of the fry.
That was a little. Hold on.
This is in relation to scamming. Why do people have to scam? This is a good question.
It's a no. Yeah. It's,
I mean, again, this goes back to look at our public environment. People do not take onus or ownership on their authority.
they certainly don't know. Like they people are moving like waste out here, man. Like they really don't like.
I mean, if they don't have the answers, it kind of makes everyone, and if they're not regulating what's actually happening, it kind of makes everyone kind of go into a free fall. I gotta get what I can get.
Yo, that's wild. No, but like that's how it is. Like as we speak, like it's just really.
I'm gonna get what I could get.
Like yo, I'm gonna just tell these people anything. While I'm on this podium, and look, I'm out of here 2024.
Facts.
So
It's your problem.
you can put Millhouse, aka Pierre Polivier. You can put him on there. I'm out of here.
None of my business.
My funds are in order.
Not my problem.
I go to my vacation house.
That's it.
Like, you
That's
guys
it.
can figure this out.
Yep.
Right? It's messed up. I don't know. Like the blackface thing, it just shifted something. If you start from the blackface thing and then study what's going on now,
Yes.
you'd be like, yo, this is a downward like spiral. Like this is this is a downward spiral. Like it's.
I mean, it just. My thing is, there's clearly something deeper happening in Canada that we are not seeing.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, there's a lot of people who have stepped down in Parliament. There's been a high changeover or turnover of people getting into different positions.
Right.
I think we just recently got a new immigration office chief. I believe so.
Oh, okay.
We just got a new one. And then I think I was reading a few threads where people were like appalled of him. Appalled at him being in the space. And they were like, why did they choose him? Like, they said that how his whole thing is that he's going to try and amp up. We were talking about this. I think where it's like they're going to increase it from 1 million people coming into the country. And they're trying to get it up to like 3 million or
3
something.
million? What?
So it's like, he's like on it.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? So.
You know what? They need to just stop people from coming. Okay, I can't say that. But
I mean, no, let's elaborate that. Why do you feel that way?
I feel like they can't even, the way, you know what I never understand? When people send money to certain places to help them, but you can't even fix your own place. Like I understand there's people that need it, but like I do think the same energy, if you had the same energy to send money in there and then help, like I think you should have the same amount of energy to help your own.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially the one that, pays taxes for you to be able to do those things. I'm assuming. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think it's only right.
That makes me think of that lady. There was that thing. There was a clip that was floating around. One of the hosts from City TV, he was talking about like why are there vacant houses?
Right.
And he said that there needs to be a pause, and anyone who has a vacant house, they should be penalized with a fine.
Right.
Because the whole purpose is to make sure that somebody is in the house, not to purposely make it vacant. And so there was this lady, she started talking about, because she works manufacturing privately as a business, and she does offshore, she has offshore clients.
Right, yeah.
So in saying this, she had asked why a particular group of people would invest in homes but not occupy them or not have anyone occupy them.
Right.
And they said that they did it on purpose because it was the best way for them to be able to hold their money. So it was the best way for, one, money to be able to accumulate, raise and everything, and actually like pay money and do that, because in their country, there's a cap as to how much they could actually withdraw or use in international spaces.
Right.
Second was for generational wealth.
Right.
So
you get a bunch of properties.
Right.
If children, it's like, okay, that's your house.
Yep.
That's your house.
So it just kind of goes back to like the game that's being played over here. It's like, why and how can we play that game too? But third, how come there isn't any policy set at all about that to homeowners?
Like federal wide, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I know BC tried to do something. They did, but then another thing is like enforcement, right? So I know in Vancouver they still got that problem.
Yes.
Where it's just like you look up at a condo and you're just like half of it's empty. And you're just like, but what's happening here, right?
Yes.
Same thing here too in the city.
It's like you need to show that, you know, these people are actually actively trying to seek for tenants.
But some people they don't. Some people they just it's not tenant ready. Some places they'll just have the property, but it's not tenant ready.
That's what I'm noticing. I don't think they even care if it's like
to
they don't
develop
have
it.
the money to renovate it, or they're just holding it until they can flip it, or you know, oh, you want to turn this to a condo? Well, that's gonna be $52 million. But there's nothing here. But it's my land.
But then, then even in saying that, if there was a bill of sale and what type of bill of sale, maybe they could still charge based on the type of sale that it is. So like, if you're making a mortgage sale, then maybe you don't have to pay for the GST, right? Or maybe the capital gains won't be so high.
They gotta adjust something. Cause this is like,
because if it's the flip now, it's solely for the purpose of gaining money and that's it. Maybe you would be then different than just actually giving the house to someone else to purchase because they're going to live there.
Live there, yeah.
Two different things.
I guess, but
yeah, but
one's just monopolizing and nobody's gonna benefit from it.
I don't think people care.
They need
They're
to
gonna hold on to whatever they can hold on. I'll give you this house for free food or something. You know what I mean? Like,
you say for free food?
That's
you know, I think
for free food. I think that's what you said. Yeah.
Like the funny thing is, it's like I remember hearing saying, "Oh, yo, due to COVID, there's gonna be a food crisis. We're running out of rice. We're running out of kings. This is happening. That's happening. There's gonna be a food crisis." And maybe it is. Maybe the food crisis is gonna be like global warming back in there or something. But something is happening.
I know rice is up right now because apparently something to do with like the harvest got messed up. So rice is up, grain is up. So
that's rough.
Because rice is like half the world eats rice. So
yeah.
Like, I don't know, man.
I just hope we figure this out and let's heal the world and make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. You know, there's people dying, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll wrap it up now, just cause of the timing and everything, though.
Yeah, yo.
I want to say thank you guys for listening. Plugs.
You can follow me at TheNerdZ on Instagram, TheNerdZZZ. And you can follow my photography page at ZZ Studio TO, ZZZ.STUDIOTO on Instagram as well.
You can follow support Delnijiro, DELNIJIRO. TikTok. I said TikTok. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. No, I'm not Somalian, but shout out to y'all. No, I'm not Ethiopian or Eritrean. Shout out to y'all. No, I'm not Nigerian either. Shout out to y'all. That's it.
No, you're not Earl Sweatshirt.
And that's an important one. No, I'm not Earl Sweatshirt either, but shout out to y'all. Shout out to you.
Someone kept asking me, they call you Earl Sweatshirt and Nadeska.
And wait, so you're Nadeska?
Who's Nadeska?
You.
Who's that?
Wait, hold on.
Everyday Struggle back in the day. That TV show, Everyday Struggle.
The co-host, yeah.
And Joe Budden.
They don't look alike though at all.
I know, but you know, I don't know.
I don't know.
Varika Nadeska? No. Nadeska. I gotta really look this up now.
James, plug. Yeah.
The journalist Nadeska?
You can follow me, Jay Hunterville.
Sorry. She's a beautiful lady, but I don't see the... Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Still trying to figure it out. Jay Hunterville on Instagram. Blue Pistols on Twitch. I'm out here, but I don't know where I am right now.
Okay.
But when I get some sleep, I'll have more to plug.
Okay.
Okay.
Back promote. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
If you have any questions, concerns, complaints, send to askthevent@gmail.com.
Yes.
Stream us. Stream us. You know, that's what I'm gonna say. Stream us on all those streaming stuff.
Yeah, iTunes,
YouTube,
SoundCloud, Spotify.
Yes.
Acast.
Yes. All of them sitting there.
All of them sitting there, yeah.
And I don't know. You guys can continue. I don't really know how to
continue to end the show. Yes, I want to say thank you guys for listening. Continue to keep watching, and this is The Vent. We're out. Peace.
Wash your hands.